What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody. I'm back again with another video, and I'm sorry guys, I need to redo this video because something happened with the video where it was corrupted and a portion of it is muted. Not sure what's going on, don't feel like figuring it out, so I'll redo it again. So anyway, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy Doody, back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap video after a day of well, according to Phil, not a great day for him. That's right, support was slow, viewership was low, people were disengaged, the trolls were invading the chat, and even when Dimitri on Kick decided to do him a solid and premiere him on the front page of Kick, he managed to get about 140 people to come and watch, and literally within 15 minutes everyone left. That's right, he ended up with about 30 people watching that vampire game, Vampire Crawler, which he played last night. That's right. And, you know, we're going to get a pity party here. That's right, from Phil, because he decided, you know, because he didn't make the $150 per stream, that it was a bad day. That's right. He made $115 on the first stream. So literally missed his goal by $35 on the first stream. Made $130 on the night stream, missed his goal by 20 bucks. So literally for $35, this guy, it's the end of the business. You would think that he made $2 today, because of course every single time DSP doesn't hit his goal for, you know, multiple streams, a crisis has to occur. He needs to rally the dents, and on top of it, that's right, Kick support has been abysmal. My God. And let's not forget, Tuesday is the last day that any donations from the Kick dents apply to his check on Friday. And this week's check, woo, it's not going to look good for Phil. No discretionary spending to waste. And I actually have a theory on why I think he's panicking about the Kick chat. And I've talked about this before, but a new wrinkle. There's a new wrinkle to it that I want to add to my theory on why he's so fucking panicked about support recently. So let's get into it, folks. This is, it's a 10-minute video. I cropped it down. We'll probably watch like the first 5 or 6 minutes. That's the critical piece. So let's get into it.
Hey everyone, DSP here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Monday, the 27th of April, 2026. Admittedly, after 2 awesome days of streams where I felt like everyone was excited for what I was doing and everyone having a good time, today was a little bit of a downer, I would say. Let's talk a little bit about that. The combination of games that I picked today, I guess for whatever reason, just happened to be a bad combination. Notably, there's one game I've been playing in the rotation that has kind of underperformed ever since the first stream. And the good news is it's a shorter game, and I like the game, so I'm going to finish it. But it does suck that for some reason I can't really get a bigger audience for it, or an audience that's more engaged or supportive of the game. On the flip side of that, the other game I played today is one that did really well when I played it last time, and this time, the second time around, didn't really work at all.
I want to stop it right here because I've said this multiple times pretty much on every stream. It seems like every fucking video or every daily rap I review where there's problems with his money problems, right? It's always the same thing. Premiere stream does pretty well. Second stream, support dies out. It dies out. And then every stream after that, it's a struggle for him to hit his goal or even get close to it. To the point where he has to do these type of videos where he sits there and complains, whines, bitches, and moans about not getting enough money, right? It's just a common thread that's happening. And it's pretty sad and pathetic. He's a broken record. He's a broken record. And people always say, well, why do you focus on Phil not hitting the goal? Because Doody, you always say you don't care whether he makes money or not. The reason why I do it is to laugh at him. Because his life, his sole existence, is to be able to wake up, e-bag, and make $150 per stream. That is his sole purpose in this life. It is. And when he doesn't do it, to him, he seems like a failure. And again, I want to reiterate the point. He made $115 on the first round, Pigmata. And then on the night stream, he made $130. $20 less than his goal. Matter of fact, if you added up $35 and 20, that's what, $55. He didn't hit his 2 goals for his streams by 55 bucks. That is not a problem, Phil. Especially the fact that if you add in the ad revenue that you made, right? Let's not forget about ad revenue. If you add in the money that you get for the partner program on Kick, I'm pretty sure that you probably made an additional $30 to $50 there, right, Phil? But no, of course we can't bring that up. We can't highlight that fact because that's just extra. That's extra that, you know, no one knows about and that we're not supposed to talk about, right? And again, this guy wants you to believe and think that he's successful. You know, how many times in a week does he tell us how successful he is? How many times? But yet you hear him on these videos and he sounds as if, it literally sounds as if he just received the fourth and final notice of his house being foreclosed. Why is that exactly? I mean, I have a theory. I've talked about it where I think something's going on with the taxes. That's a big play. That's part of that's part of the April arc, where he did his final taxes for the year. He got a bill due to the changes in the IRS laws. He probably ended up getting penalties for not filing appropriately or not paying enough. So now he has to make up that money, and he probably has until October, where he probably filed an extension to pay all that money off. So of course he's panicked. On top of that, here's a new wrinkle here, folks. I think what's going on here is I think Kat is under the delusion that DSP is actually doing well. Like, most people that watch Phil know that he's just full of shit. He's an e-beggar, he's broke, he has many addictions. Every dollar he gets just goes right out the fucking, you know, as soon as he gets a dollar in his account, he's spending it on something. The money he made on Sunday, which actually was pretty well, I think he made close to 400 bucks, that's all gone. Literally within a day, it's all gone. That's why he freaks out when he doesn't hit the goal. I have this new little theory to my wrinkle of why DSP is so freaked out and so panicked. I really think what it is Kat has been listening to Phil's content. She keeps hearing how well off he is and how he's not struggling anymore and how he's successful and he's not broke and he's not like the dents that watch his channel where they lived in a 1-bedroom studio, right? And I think that Kat is believing this shit. So Kat's like, oh, okay, I guess this marriage is paying off. I've been having to live in squalor for over 8 years. It's my time now. It's time for me to spend money. And if you guys know, I broke this not too long ago, where apparently our girl Kat has her own little addiction. That's right, her own little spending addiction, where she's probably just as bad as the DSP. Now, her little addiction, of course, is just wasting money on furniture, shit for the house, and of course, Sephora. If you don't know what Sephora is, Google Sephora. Sephora is a very high-end, expensive makeup and perfume boutique that you usually find in Macy's or Kohl's, or you can get them online. And apparently our girl Kat loves to buy that nonsense and that shit, right? But literally almost packages every day that she gets, right? So I think she's like, oh, okay, Phil, you keep telling everyone you're successful? Cool, let's go spend that money. And you notice every week, Phil's having to spend a lot of money. And recently he's been talking about furniture and remaking a room. Now that room I think is probably Kat's bedroom, because she's probably sleeping downstairs because she's too fat to walk up multiple floors. So I think she moved her bedroom down. It's easier for her and Tyrone to be downstairs. They don't get interrupted by hearing DSP stream, so they can do their business, right? So I think that he's been having to fork out money that he doesn't have. So when he goes and buys his furniture, he either puts it on layaway, which he probably does, or he has to pay up front. He pays up front, and of course his account is in the balance. His account is in the negative balance. That's why he's freaking out. And that's why he needs to replenish that bank account as quickly as possible to make sure before that bill or that that debt gets taken out of his account. And that's why he's freaked out. And I guarantee you that money that he made on Sunday, that 400 bucks or whatever it was, that shit zeroed out quicker than you know what. Within a day, it was gone. So that's why he's so panicked. People always wonder why, Phil, why do you act like, you know, you got that fourth notice of your foreclosure yesterday? Why you act this way? And I think that's what it is. I think Kat's probably spending money that she believes Phil has and he doesn't have. He doesn't have it. You know, because if you listen to DSP, you would think that he was making, you know, $250,000 a year when he is not. We've shown this over and over again where he's making a little bit more than he was making before the Kino Casino arc. So literally he's back to 2024 income that he's getting. That's not successful. That's not, and of course he tries to tell people, I'm more successful now than ever. That's nonsense. That's bullshit. No one believes it. Okay, Phil? So I think that's why he's freaking out. And he's holding this financial audit. And of course, he puts Kick, boy. Oh, Kick today is going to get reamed out. Trust me. Your future stepdad, Lance Cat, you better go borrow some money from your parents. You better go do something because DSP will be on the warpath today, and you guys better whale out today to make sure that he gets money in his account on Friday, because we all know that he gave up begging for tips, hoping that he would get it via the Kick sub or the Kick program, and that of course isn't happening, folks. We've been tracking for weeks how poorly Kick is doing for him, and this week is probably one of the worst ones. My God, it is terrible for this guy. He'll be lucky if he made like I think last week he made about $250, which I think was probably the lowest Kick support ever. And I don't think this week did any better. This week did no better. And to count the fact, he did take 2 additional days off, so that's of course not enough time to eBay. This man needs Caleb Hammer, man. I think what we need to do is we need to petition as a community, as some people like to call us. I like to say collective. As a collective, we need to join forces and reach out to Caleb Hammer and ask him to intervene. Because DSP, man, this bankruptcy 2.0 is coming faster than you know it. You're not there yet, brother, but of course you're always like 5 years behind the 8 ball and everything. So in 5 years, when he's done or in the middle of bankruptcy 2.0, he'll realize what he did, and he made mistakes, of course, and he'll apologize to the internet while e-begging, right? We need Caleb Hammer to come in and intervene, man. And of all people, he needs it. Someone needs to look at his finances and say, brother, you can't keep going this way. You need to stop. But of course, he never listens because DSP thinks he knows everything. He always thinks he's the smartest man in the room, always. And by the way, I'm sorry, this video is already 12 minutes, and I've only watched 42 seconds of this fucking video. This is gonna be like a 30-minute video. My apologies, but I'm all fired today.
Let's talk. So what I'm talking about tonight is that I started off today with the DSP morning show. Interesting story today. All of the Steam controller information has been released. It actually is coming out on May 4th. You have to get it straight through Steam. I go through the whole rigmarole and explain the whole story so everyone knows how to get this controller.
Yeah, again, by the way, I did make a video highlighting, will a detractor cancel the Steam controller? Because of course he can't help himself. He has to tell everybody what he does. He just can't shut the fuck up. He didn't learn his lesson again from the Switch 2 canceling. So what did he do? He told people, hey guys, I'm not going to do it online, but when the pre-orders come up, I'm going to be ordering it. So how much I bet you there'll be several detractors probably trying to contact Steam and get that order canceled. And whose fault will it be? It'll be your fault, DSP, because you decided to tell everyone and telegraph your move before you actually did it, you fucking moron.
If they're interested when it goes on sale next week, okay? We did some chill Q&A, hung out for a while. It was a good hour build up for my first gameplay stream of the day, which was Pragmata. So, in regards to Pragmata, okay, I am now in the 4th of 5 areas of the game, and we're a good chunk into the 4th area. Likely 1 to 2 more streams, Pragmata will be done, and the playthrough will be complete. It's not a very long game. I believe right now we're on 11.
It's about a 15-hour game if you want to take your time. This will be the 6th stream he's doing it, so he's over 18 hours playing this game. Why are you trying to milk this game for content, Phil? That's probably why people don't care. Most people that actually care about your gaming, they probably already beat the game multiple times and have moved on to other games. But you're sitting here playing Pigmata, trying to milk it for views and donations.
7 hours in, and they were saying even if you're like going for completionist, which I'm kind of am looking for all the items, it's only like 15 hours long. That's why it's a discounted game at $50 rather than like 70. So I like Pragmata. I think the graphics are outstanding. I think the story is interesting. It's actually getting more interesting now. We're running into more unique enemies.
If you like Pragmata, no, I'm not dissing you, but the game is super fucking easy. It's just walking. It's kind of boring, to be honest, and it's a very easy game to play even on hard mode. Honestly, that's why he likes it.
Where I don't want to spoil, but basically the game isn't all just robots. Let's put it that way. So that's cool. And I think that the game's getting more engaging and interesting with different kinds of hacking and weapons and everything the further in that we get. But for some reason, Pragmata is not resonating with the audience. People are saying they're bored of the game. They find it not that entertaining. And I'm like, but it's basically Dead Space, but with a puzzle every time that you fight. How is that not good? Like, people love Dead Space.
Okay, he's trying to correlate the viewership he got for his Dead Space playthrough, which we all know what he's referencing here, right?
Hello, Drew.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's referencing, folks. That's what he's talking about. And he thinks because people found that humorous and that kind of blew up because of the meme, not because of DSP's amazing commentary or playthrough, right? You know, people watched it excuse me, to mock Phil and to laugh at him. It's just like the heavy rain. Everybody brings up, I've been a fan since the heavy rain days. No one really cares about the heavy rain, but it's a meme, Phil, okay? Just like the Dead Space is a meme, all right? But he doesn't get it. And he literally thinks that just because it looks like Dead Space, that he should, the Pragmata should correlate into the Dead Space views or whatever. Maybe if you say this, Phil, how about you say this?
Hello, Drew.
Maybe if you say that, maybe you might get some views, but you know, no one cares. And again, you've become this bland, boring ass person, you know, and you've never been a good even when you did the racial humor, you were never funny. You were offensive and pig-headed and ignoring. I mean, you were just boring. And you thought that, but even now, this milquetoast version of DSP is not good either, because it's not genuine. I'd rather take a cornball, you know, racist like you know, genuine, than this milquetoast boring person who tries to hide who he really is because he's worried about being canceled.
I legit don't know. I think the puzzles are interesting. I'm finding the story more riveting the further in I get. I don't get it. And it seems like no one can really explain to me why this game doesn't really work or isn't working for them.
I just did, Phil. You tried to correlate to Dead Space, and I said, I showed you clearly why this isn't related to Dead Space.
I'll tell you this, in general, the internet likes it. You know, it's not, it seems to be something with my audience, but not in general with the internet. The internet.
Why does it have to be your audience? Why can't it be you? Okay, I'm gonna use this argument that DSP loves to use. He talks about how he only gets 150 views, right? But he really has more than 150 views. He has about 1,000 or 2,000 people that like his content that come and watch. It's just depending on the game will depend on the crowd. He really thinks that there are different people that come in to watch his playthrough. When we know it's fucking King Michael, Furbs, Jade, the whole host of dents that come out Copium, those same dents that come out to every playthrough. But of course, he wants this delusion that he has thousands of people that actually watch his content. Whatever. Okay, Phil. If you really, really think that, Phil, if you really believe that in your heart, that you have thousands of people that watch your content and whatever, right? You would think that you would get more people to come out and watch your content, right, Phil? More than 150 people to watch your stream, right, Phil? You would think that, you know, people that have nostalgia of your Dead Space playthrough will come out and watch. And that just isn't true. It isn't the case. It just isn't. Again, it's just this guy that lives in this delusional world where he has to cope because no one really cares about his content. No one literally cares about his fucking content. It's just sad and pathetic. And this old man it's just like an old man, you know, holding on to those scraps of hairs where he's clearly balding, and he would just be better off just shaving it off, but he doesn't do that. What he does is he lets it grow. He lets those strands grow a little longer, and then he tries to do the comb over. That's DSP and his career in a nutshell. Again, I really think we need to get Caleb Hammer to intervene to help this guy, man, because Bankruptcy 2.0 is right around the corner, and Phil just does not see it.
Internet likes this game. So today, you know, attendance wasn't great. I think we barely even had 200 on YouTube today. Engagement, not really. There's a few people paying attention, but a lot of people are not. Support, we did a little over $100 if I remember correctly, but we certainly didn't do great. It was okay. And for a new game, you know, that's shorter and we're almost done with it, it kind of sucks that it already fell off so hard on like stream number 4 for the game. So yeah, disappointed with Pragmata's performance. Good news is we're almost done with it, and we will be done with it sooner rather than later, so that's okay. But it does suck that, you know, it didn't maintain any kind of full-time interest. You know what I'm saying? Then there was Vampire Crawlers. So I played this game originally on Saturday night. It is a combination of Slay the Spire with Megabonk, but Castlevania. It's a really weird hybrid, okay? Because I recently played Megabonk and then Slay the Spire, it's allowed me to understand this game at a better level and actually play it better. And what I mean by that is, tonight, I did really well. I picked 3 new characters, each run with each character. People just sat there, either not talking about the game whatsoever or saying it was boring. YouTube barely had 150 viewers. This is a new game. It didn't even come out a week ago yet. And
Okay, because he likes to use the argument, you know, that, oh, he plays a game too long, or it's an older game, or whatever. Right here, we have 2 games, Pragmata, Pigmata, and this game right here, 2 new games where he can't even garner 150 people to watch this nonsense. Again, Phil, you speaking and doing this video completely just blows the narrative and blows the bullshit that you say on your podcast and your gameplays, where you try to act like you're successful, you're doing well, your playthroughs are doing great, people love your content, it's meaningful. It isn't. It isn't. You've talked about 2 games that just came out that are doing well, where you could barely crack 150 consistent viewers to watch the content, and you haven't been able to hit your goal consistently. Maybe it's not the game, Phil. Maybe, just maybe, it's fucking you. Again, it's you, alright, Phil? You've ever had a girlfriend and she comes in, she says it's not you, it's me? No, it's you, Phil, alright? It's you, okay? It's always you. Whenever someone says it's not you, it's me, it's bullshit. It's you. They don't like something about you. They just don't vibe you. It's you, brother, okay? It's never them. So, you might want to take that to heed and to heart, brother. It's not the game. It's you.
And already people, the second stream, are already detached from it. To be honest with you, if it weren't for one person came in and really likes this game and supported it like crazy, they gave over $80 to the stream. Okay, if it wasn't for that particular person, the stream would have been a miserable failure.
Again, Phil, how is that any different than any other fucking stream? First stream, you made 115 bucks only because NDO 103 came in and dropped 10 subs, which right there was about, what, $30 in support. How is that different than any... all right, I'm getting annoyed. You know what? The video is almost 22 minutes long. My apologies, but this guy, man, I love calling out his bullshit because it's just pure bullshit. It's pure bullshit. It's just cope of a 44-year-old man who's losing his insanity and pretty soon will probably lose his house. Really. Caleb Hammer, if you're watching this stream, brother, we need your help. We need an intervention. Come in, brother, and intervene, brother. We need you. Alrighty, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.